My name's Anthony Pascariello. I topped Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals in 2011 and 3 YCSs back-to-back in 2012. Although I stopped playing in 2013, I've rediscovered my passion for the game through older formats and love sharing ideas about how to play. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterclass. I'm by no means a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. Hello everyone, welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterclass. I'm Anthony Pascariello, and first things first, most importantly, rest in peace to Kazuki Takahashi. Sometimes there are people in our lives that we never meet that just impact us so much, and there are very few others I could put on a list with him as one of those people. Obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! Has changed my entire life, many years, many friendships, just an insane amount of memories and different things that have come with playing, building friendships, creating friendships, understanding defeat and hardship and success and glory and managing all of that and just so much. My life has been impacted so greatly by this game. I truly believe for the better, and none of that would be if it wasn't for him. So rest in peace to him, and my condolences go out to his family and friends, and I hope they're doing okay. It's a tough one to hear. I haven't uploaded a video in some time. I think I get burnt out a little bit on different things, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also one of those things where I need a break from once in a while. I think once Dueling Book creates a ranked ladder for Edison format, I will be very much gung-ho, but the limited options that we have right now between either trying to play ranked in the Discord server or just playing against random people, I think both of those are a little limiting, and so I kind of just been taking it easy, taking a break. But before I took that break, I was very much into this deck right here. This is X-Sabers. This is such a fun deck to play, and just because it's fun, do not get it mistaken, this deck is very dangerous. I vouch for this deck very hard. I'm not going to say it's an S-tier deck, because I do think there are decks that kind of just outright are better than it, but I think any deck that has access to some of the cards that this deck has access to is just such a formidable opponent. I mean, let's just jump right into it. First things first, any deck that could play Cold Wave and Rescue Cat is just menacing, right? This deck has I don't even know where to start with this, right? Let's just go into the monsters. Here we go. X-Saber Arabellum. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Alright, what other card is like X-Saber Arabellum? Spirit Reaper? That's it? What deck plays Spirit Reaper? Zombies? Maybe Dandy Warrior, but not really. There are really few decks I could think of off the top of my head that play cards that do what this card does besides Reaper, except this has 1600 attack points and it's a tuner, and you have 3 of them in here. This card is by itself such a +1, such a force, and although it's kind of on the weaker side, it can get run over by things. He is a staple in this deck, and that effect is so punishing. Next we have X-Saber Emmer's Blade. This is your floater, your recruiter. When it's destroyed by battle, sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 4 lower X-Saber monster from your deck. It's very nice that this deck has this. It's also a non-tuner, and a very important non-tuner that this deck needs, and I will explain why when we get there. But another card that very few decks have access to anything like this, X-Saber, I can't say this word, dude. X-Saber Full Helm Knight. It took me 100 tries to say that, I'm not kidding. There are not a lot of other cards, if any monster cards, like this one that can negate an opponent's monster's attack. Doesn't have to target the Full Helm Knight. It could target any monster on the field. This can just negate an attack while it's face up on the field. And if that's not already good enough, if this card destroys an opponent's defense position monster by battle, you could target 1 level 4 lower X-Saber monster in your graveyard, special summon it. This card, I'm getting a little loud, sorry, is not like Shura, it's not like Flamevell Fire Dog. This card doesn't have to send it to the graveyard. This has little requirement. This just has to destroy it by battle. That means if you attack a Raioh, this is a crazy ruling. If you attack a Raioh with this and they target your Full Helm Knight with the Raioh, you can target your own Full Helm Knight that's being destroyed by the Raioh, special summon it, and attack again. That's crazy, right? Because this doesn't matter where it is when it resolves. Can be in the graveyard. Doesn't matter where this goes when this is trying to resolve. It doesn't matter. This just has to destroy defense position monster by battle. That means dandelion tokens. That means anything that's going to destroy this. This card is just insane. And the fact that it could bring back this so that you could synchro summon with it. It could bring back Arabellum so that you can pluck a card from their hand. This lineup right here is just, there are, between Full Helm Knight and Arabellum, there are very few other decks that have access to cards like that, and we're just getting started. Fault Roll, if you control, and this is the only way you could special summon him, you have to control 2 face-up X-Saber monsters. You can special summon them from your hand, level 6, 2400 beater. Again, another monster card that other decks really don't have access to a card like this. Maybe Soul Impurity of Light, but that's a 2000 light beater fairy that doesn't really have as good as an effect as this card does. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 or X-Saber monster from your graveyard. That is insane. Very easy requirement to meet when you have cards that recruit, when you have cards that negate attacks. And yeah, easy to access. +1 if he summons successfully. And he is just he really gets the ball rolling on putting pressure on your opponent. You see when he hits the field, you really are in a pretty good position most of the time. So yeah, and here's let's just move on to Regigigas real quick. When this card's normal or special summon, you can add an X-Saber monster from your graveyard to your hand. Most of the time you're going to get this back. You're going to normal summon him and just get a fault roll back. Moving on, we have a couple Hamster, couple Raioh. Keeps monsters on the field, clears up opponents' back rows of monsters and stuff. We have a Sangan, we have a Summoner Monk, and we have a Rescue Cat. Sangan almost always gets cat. Summoner Monk always gets cat. Rescue Cat can get you an Arabellum and a Raioh, or 2 Arabellums. I'm explaining all these cards, and as I want it to be noted, why are all... This is a level 6. Level 3, level 3, level 3, level 1, what's so good about all this, right? Let's just cut to the chase. There is a level 9 synchro named X-Saber Gotham's, very easy to bring out, and you contribute an X-Saber monster, including himself, as many times as you want per turn, other ones, and then himself, to discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Not many decks get to loop your opponent's hand like this deck does in this format, and it has 3100 attack. And on top of that, there is a level 6 synchro called X-Saber High Unli that needs a tuner and a non-tuner X-Saber monster that when it is synchro summoned, you can select and destroy up to 3 spell and trap cards on the field. There are no other cards like this besides Heavy Storm. These 2 cards paired with all the monsters we just went over, there are very few other cards like that. And let me just cut to the chase right now, ladies and gentlemen. Gotham's Emergency Call is a trap card that says, if a face-up X-Saber monster is on the field, target 2 X-Saber monsters in any graveyard, special summon both to your side of the field. There are no other cards that let you go that plus. Not Book of Life, not Call of the Haunted. This is an easy requirement and a nice +1. This deck is packed with cards that other decks don't have access to, and it just, even though it doesn't have Boggart Knight yet, it doesn't have Dark Soul yet, when Shining Darkness comes out, which changes Edison format into a new format forever, right? That's when X-Sabers and Infernities really take off, in the Frog FTK, I believe. Even without those cards, this deck is such a force. And I don't know if there's too much else I have to really go over with this. You attack a Cyber Dragon, nice level 5, pairs well with the level 3 tuners. You have 3 books because Full Helm Knight runs over monsters, goes plus, Heavy MST Cold Wave, Upstart Goblins, Brain and Mind Control, so many tuners, and being able to get a monster off your opponent's side of the field for a direct attack, and then the synchro with it is very nice. Solemn, Force, Dust Shoot, 3 of these bad boys, and a Call of the Haunted, and a Starlight Road for protection. The side deck is really yours to make whatever you'd like of it. I would, with this deck, beware of Blackwing, as they do put a lot of pressure on it. It's a very, very good deck. Lightsworn is always a force, so I do have the mirrors in there for them. Bottomless, probably could run Bottomless in the main deck. Maybe Bottomless instead of Upstart. Maybe 2 Cyber Dragon or a Smashing instead of the Upstarts. I see people playing Gold Sarcophagus. Extra deck, Hyunli, Gotham's, all your regular guys over here for the most part, except there are a couple interesting ones. We have X-Saber Urbellum, which is a generic level 7 tuner. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent while they have 4 or more cards in their hand, place 1 random card from their hand on top of their deck. That's a nice Wing Blast effect, right? For something that doesn't require too much to make. That's a Hamster and a Full Helm Knight, a Hamster and Arabellum, Summoner Monk, and anything, right? Any level 3 tuner. And that's not going to come up so much, but that is nice sometimes. Again, more hand destruction or hand stifling abilities is very nice, very crippling. And also, Arcanite Magician needs a non-tuner spellcaster monster. That's what Summoner Monk is. So if you go Summoner Monk into Rescue Cat and get double Arabellum, you can synchro. You can get also a Raioh and an Arabellum, and then you'll have access to a Mistworm as well with a level 9. So I wanna show you guys this deck in action. I feel like I've been babbling a lot, but this deck is really, really explosive and it's very well paced in the way that it sets up, takes its time, and then just goes off. And even after it's done going off, it's just not like any other deck in the fact that it's really just gonna like rub your opponent's face in it. It's gonna destroy their whole hand, it's gonna destroy their whole field. You're gonna have a 3100 monster on the field in this most of the time that very few monsters can get over unless you're... I think the biggest thing this deck is worried about, besides aggression and monster removal, are probably like Kais and Ryza. I think Frog Monarchs might give this deck a little bit of a problem if you can't keep a monster on the field. But aside from that, and we do have a pretty heavy lineup for that stuff as well. DD Crow in the side deck. So without further ado, let's jump into some games. Alrighty. Not a bad hand. Just a T-set and a pass. Alright, we'll start with this Upstart Goblin. We don't need to worry about Cold Wave just yet. And, a lot of things we could do. We can attack with Sangan. If it's a Raioh. There's a T-set. Could be anything. Really could be anything. And I want the Hamster to resolve. I'm gonna summon Sangan and attack. That's kind of crazy because we have double Full Helm Knight, but that works out pretty well. Oppression Hamster. Oh, it is a mirror match. And that's gonna be it for me. Very, very interesting. Full Helm Knight. Yeah, we're going to take this to the face right now. Oh, and they hit the Cold Wave. That is horrendous. And they have another back row. Jeez, that is awful for us. Well, I'm going to try to protect us a little bit when you have a handful of monsters. They can't play Gotham's Emergency Call yet. They can make Bionic or Goyle, but they're not gonna. They're just going to attack with the Sangan. It's gonna be pretty nice for us. That is gonna be pretty nice for us. Oh, I can't believe he hit the Cold Wave. Jeez, that sucks. If he had anything else and he set another back row, we were gonna go sick. Not going to attack the Raioh. Looks like they might Raioh, bounce it back to our hand, which is pretty good. You have to play this pretty particularly now. They get a Summoner Monk. Alright, so now we're in a little bit of trouble because I really want to make Black Rose. They get rid of Heavy Storm, put that Raioh back, and they pass. We draw a Book. Alright, Book's a great card to draw right now. A really, really good card to draw because we need a little bit of protection for his big play. I'm going to summon this. And he has Instant Book, good play. That's really the only out that he had for it. And I think we have to set this book in pass. Now they went first. They have 6 to our 8. So we're not in a bad spot even though they're about to do Raioh Summoner Monk stuff. Even though they got the Cold Wave out of our hand. Even though everything, we are still not looking bad. He goes -1 right there just to put that back. I actually could have changed it on Hamster, but we only played 2 Raioh and they're both in our hand, so if we attacked this we would have to get an Arabellum, and considering the spot that we're in, it's not too good. So he just summons this, gets the full Helm Knight back, but that's his normal summon, and he only has 1 in there, so he can't Gotham's Call. And he's just gonna send that to the grave. Alright, so that's not the best turn for my opponent, right? I could do the same thing, Black Rose, set Book. I don't want this Raioh. I think he's okay going minus endlessly. I think we got to clear the field. Or attempt to at least. And that's going to resolve pretty nicely. There's a Torrential Tribute. Alright, so now next turn we have a Rescue Cat ready to go. Finally. It took a lot. 4 to 7 when we draw. He summons Arabellum. What are the odds, right? What are the odds he hits the cat? We know he has a full Helm Knight in his hand. We can go Cyber Dragon, run over, and set Raioh. Wow, I can't believe I'm going to let this go through. Yeah, I'm going to let it go through. I'm going to save the book because he has Summoner Monk full Helm Knight in his hand, so I'm going to let him pick whatever he wants. Yeah. Hits the Raioh. Does have a back row. Okay, good time for that. Just kidding, but could be something fantastic. Definitely will take that. How greedy do we want to get? Not greedy, right? That's the right answer. Heavy Storm is gone. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Torrential's gone. He thinks the Raioh is gone. He might think this is an Emmer's Blade. We have Book for any Trapped Sun. We saw 1. Now we're in a really good spot. Very, very good spot. Very good spot. Oh, great card to draw. What a good card. Torrential is gone. That one, that's been sitting for a little second. Okay. No need to get super aggressive. We're in a fantastic spot. But I will put more cards on the field because we have a Book of Moon to protect things, which is great. There is the Monk. Nothing wrong with that. Pitches Mind Control. Now I want to see what he gets. Looks like it's going to be 2 Arabellums. And on this, I'm going to think now. Because if he has a Gotham's Call set, we're in a lot of trouble. And I think we kind of have to let all of that resolve first. Because if we book, then he could chain Gotham's Call, and then he could still mess us up heavily. Or he could make just a Black Rose, right, and blow up everything. If I let him make Black Rose, we absolutely lose. This just has to have a monster on the field. Doesn't even have to be my own. So, yeah, I don't want him to Black Rose. If he has it, then he's going to Black Rose me anyway. But then all of his cards are gone. That's fine. And then we have a Rescue Cat. So I think we're actually okay with that. That's like worst case scenario, but we have a Rescue Cat. Okay, this is actually fine. This is actually fine. So he's gonna make... Yep, Arcanite Magician. That looks good. And I'm gonna use this Gotham's Call to get both of these back. Now we can negate some attacks. I actually could have brought one of his back. I could have brought back his Regigura and got back a Fall Roll to my hand, but that's okay. He has 1400 attack. Yeah, that wouldn't have been bad at all. I read the second part of that you could summon in either graveyard. That's crazy. I love how it says in any graveyard, meaning that there are more than 2 graveyards, but I guess in a tag team duel there would be. But stuff we don't think about, right? I don't even think about the fact that I could take things out of his graveyard too. So I'm going to negate that. And I'm going to negate that. So he's going to get a pop with Arcanite, and he can make something a level 8. But we're in a great spot right now. As he peruses through the extra deck thinking, what could I make right now? What is decent to make right now? But I don't know, in his situation, he has a face down Arabellum. Man, it's killing me that I didn't use my... What would I have done differently with the Gotham's Call? Because I would have negated this. I think double Full Helm still, excuse me, the right play. Because the only thing I really could get was his Regigura. And if I get his Regigura, then I can only negate 1 attack. And then he gets another card with this. And ends up making a level 8 as opposed to a level 5. So I think double Full Helm is still the right play. Full Helm I could run this over actually, which is really nice to get a plus back. Okay, we're looking good. We're looking pretty good, I think. But a lot of stuff you could do with this deck and you don't want to do anything wrong, so what do we want to do? 64, can we get Gabe? I can get Arabellum back and pluck a card in his hand. He's not going to have any if I Bryonic. Could just make Stardust and attack this, right? Make a 5 and an 8. Or just make an 8. Summon this. Make a Stardust Dragon. Attack this. His effect activates. Negate with Stardust. Destroys a full home attack. Yeah, I think that's the best play. Yeah, I think that's the best play. That's going to be it. Now, we did not use that rescue cat that entire game, which is just ridiculous that we were able to hold it for that long. That is pretty insane. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Six. And do we want all of these cards in? Do we need 2 trap stuns? Yes, I think we do. Do we need 2 smashings? Yeah, I think all of this is right. Maybe just 1 side draw. But we can't leave monsters on the field. 2 smashing? That's fine, I think. What are the odds we get the mirror match? That's crazy, right? Yeah, X-Sabers are so explosive. Just goes to show you could have all that stuff happen to you, and you could still play like crazy to get out of it. Now this is just fantastic, right? Heavy Storm Cat. Sets a monster in defense mode. Oh, what a nice mind control that would have been. Now, what does Rescue Cat really do here? Not a whole lot, right? This could be a hamster. It could be hamster, could be Raioh. Interesting, interesting. Could be Emmer's Blade. I guess we have to find out, right? Yeah, I guess we gotta find out. Gotta find out the hard way. Could be. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Emmer's Blade, Fault Rule, Summoner Monk. Alright, that's pretty good. Because now... I'm going to set that, and if he summons a monster, like an Arabellum, and tries to attack, I'm actually going to... Oh, it just sets a monster. Well, then I would have got his Emmer's Blade, and he would have attacked over, and that would have been horrendous, right? So, that's not that good. That's not that good. Well, now we want our Godum's Call to resolve before I play my heavy, so I'm just going to set this. If he flips Raioh and pops the back row, then he does. What could I do? I don't want to get his Emmer's Blade back. And we're not in a bad spot. He's got his graveyard loaded up. But look at our hand. Even if he summons Arabellum right now, that's fine. That is more than fine. Not worried about Gores. Never worried about Gores. Set one more back row for your boy. Alright, now if that's Godum's Call, that's pretty horrendous. But I think this is the turn to make the play, right? I don't know. Is it? Is it the turn to make the play? Rescue Cat, double Arabellum. Heavy Storm, Rescue Cat, double Arabellum, Brain Control, this, Smashing Ground, attack, attack, make a 5, make an 8, keep full Helm Knight. Oh, if that's a Godum's Call, we are in such shit. Such shit. We'll go right to game 3, I think, if it's a Godum's Call. It is a bottomless. Alright, we're in business. We're in business. We're in business. Oh, we're not going to make that play. We kind of have to, right? No real other option. And if he has gourds, it is what it is. It is what it is, boy. Now I'm plucking a card out of his hand. I don't care if he has gourds or not, because he could have dropped down the Raioh. Didn't set the Mirror Force. Would have got Heavy Storm. That's pretty good not set, to be honest with you. More traps, but no protection. And because of Rescue Cat, both of our Arabellums are going to die, so we want to keep them on the field. Or off the field, rather. Mirror Force Oppression's gone. Bottomless is gone. What could he possibly top deck now? Full Helm Knights are gone. Fault Roll. Yeah, I think it's Stardust Dragon. I think it's Stardust Dragon. If he has Cyber Dragon and another Full Helm Knight or something, then he does. Both Raikos are gone. I think Stardust is the play. Especially because I was hoping that he would have to set a monster and we could do something with Stardust or with Full Helm Knight. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Yeah, that is an Emmer's Blade. We're gonna get this one. One Emmer's Blade is gone, so we are gonna leave a monster on the field for him. He actually could have got this in defense mode, which is a little crazy. So we're just going to attack it with that. Yeah, he still has outs for sure. Unfortunately. Yeah, because he's going to negate that. But we're in a good spot. Full Helm Knight hasn't used its effect yet, so we could negate something. I'm really not too sure what they could do at this point. If they have a Godham's Call set, then there's a million things they could do. And they're just going to try to bang out, but I'm going to negate that. Now they flip the Godham's Call. Get Emmer's Blade. Oh, I think that's it. Wrong time for traps done. Yeah, luckily we didn't see a Godham's Call on their end. They didn't mill any. They just didn't have any. It's an insane card in the mirror match. But yeah, alright, so interesting game. Interesting mirror match, but happy to come out with one. Let's go on to the next one. Alrighty, here we go. Well, look, are you kidding me? Look at this hand right now. And the MST. This is a ridiculous hand. And we're just going to set Emmer's Blade. I don't know. Do we set the Godham's Call and then go -1 when they set the MST and we space it next turn? Do we set nothing? If we can resolve this next turn, the game is 100% over. It's really how greedy do we want to get? That is the question. I think I'm not going to set it. I'm not going to get crazy just yet. Not just yet. I didn't have to set anything, but in case we see a whirlwind or something, I do. Okay, we're playing dragons. I do want to be a little bit prepared. So it could have been a future fusion potentially. That is good. Nothing wrong with that. Emmer's Blade's going to go to the graveyard. Let's think about what we're doing now, right? We have a Rescue Cat and a Fault Roll that are going to resolve next turn, right? We are literally going to probably loop their entire hand and go sick, but we want to keep a tuner on the field that Rescue Cat could work well with, even though we have Fault Roll. I guess we don't really need to. Also, this deck requires a lot of thinking, I've noticed. Even though I've been playing it like crazy, it still takes me a little too long to make my plays sometimes. So we can go Rescue Cat, get 3 Arabellums, Fall Roll, Tribute everything. That's super greedy. But that whole hand is gone, dude. Gone, gone, gone. Wow, I'm a little crazy. I'm a little crazy. More than one back row. We lose. I don't think that deck plays too many traps. Good thing we set the MST. Another trap will hurt us a little bit. Oh, put the cards on the field. Put them all on the field. Prime Material, Blue Eyes, everything. Put them on the field. Another back row definitely hurts. Brain Control is a ridiculous card to top deck, right? That is... Wow, that's a good card to top deck. Interesting, interesting. Do I even want to play the cat yet? Is that necessary? Can I Brain Control this and then start doing stuff? And if he tries to negate anything with Prime Material, we're good. This could be a Decree. I don't really know what traps this deck plays. I don't think it plays many, and he probably doesn't want his hand looped. It's probably nothing, right? It's probably he saw Arabellum and got a little nervous. We probably could overextend like absolute crazy right now. And I think that just might be the play. He's not going to torrential, right? I mean, he's not going to torrential. Yep, that looks right. Look how greedy we're being. This is insane. This is insane. This is all off a read that that back row is nothing. And I truly believe that. What do we do if that's solemn? We just lose, right? 100%. We Brain Control this, tack over that, tack, 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 and then we're pretty beat. Yeah, I'm playing a little nutso right now, to be honest. But I want everything gone. I'm making hard reads, and I want everything gone. Yeah, it's a Royal Decree. Okay, that's good. I guess we could maybe let them... How do we get rid of everything? Make Gotham's, right? Tack over this. We just Brain Control that, and I think we win. Is that a game? That's not a game. If I Brain Control this and attack over this for 728 is 35, 35 and 39. No, it's not game. Indy's at 9,000. Yeah. I think we have to let the Prime Material live, unfortunately. Because we have Gotham's Call too, so we're pretty good. And I'm actually just going to say forget the damage and send this to the grave to get rid of that. Pot of Avarice, that's good. Misplay alert, I could have rammed his Prime Material Dragon into his Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon and then run over it with Gotham's and then attack directly with Heinley, leaving him with nothing. I'm going to set this, we're going to give this back. So now, we went first. We have 4 to their 2. One of their cards is a Prime Material Dragon. They look in the graveyard. I don't really have a lot going on there. I'm going to take my 100. And that's all they're doing. Main phase 2, they're thinking about it. They are going to set the monster. And that is it. Now let's go a little crazier, I think. I don't think that's going to be anything. So I'm going to normal summon this to bring back this to my hand. And that's it. And we have the Gotham's Call set. So feel free at any point when you're watching my games to pause and try to figure out if I'm making mistakes, because I'm not a perfect player. This is, that could have been a solemn. I literally put 3 Arabellums on the field. I got one with Ember's Blade, I got 2 with Rescue Cat, many different options, all of them coming from a read, more or less, right? So, please feel free to correct me. Let me just think about this. Can't tribute. Dushute's not good. I think this is good. Maybe level 8 would be pretty good. Colossal's pretty good. Yeah, I think we want to drop more Colossals in this game. Or a Colossal. But again, not a perfect player. I tried my best. I try to make my reads and do what I think is right. Yes, we opened up absolutely broken. Made a good read. This deck draws well because it plays so many cards that synergize well with each other. Of course, it could draw bad once in a while, but it also could draw very well. And if you could make some reads, even sometimes without the reads, you could just do a ton of damage and just go absolutely sick. Now we see a T-set. Interesting. Senkin gets us Cold Wave Cat access, right? Hamster gets us get rid of that back row access, and I think that's probably a decrease. That's probably most important because we want this Gotham's Call. Although Senkin gets us Cat, and Cat destroys that, so Cat doesn't destroy it yet though, because we can only make a level 5. So I'm just gonna set that, and I'm gonna set this under the impression that I'm gonna force the decree out now, and then and then destroy it and be able to access this once that's destroyed. Okay, actually flips Raioh. Interesting. Did not think he was gonna show a Raioh. Interesting. Reasoning Monster Gate. Very interesting. Very interesting. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he's going for super damage right now. We're definitely taking 58 this turn, I think, right? No, brings out the Wyvern. I'm pretty sure this could bring back itself, even though this card's are ratted so much. So that's 48. Wow, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, my friend. What a little luck-sacking son of a bitch, right? Brain control cat? That is absurd. What can we do with this now? Let's think. Cat gets us. We get 2 Arabellums. And then this, we can make a Colossal Fighter attack, but I want this off the field. I want High Unlead to resolve as well. So, Arabellum. Yeah, how could we get High Unlead on the field? That is the question. I hate when I take so long to think, but it's very important. Maybe we can't get this off the field right now. I feel like Cold Wave isn't doing a whole heck of a lot. Well, first things first, we're going to summon this, right? And use the effect. Now, if we get 2 Arabellums, I guess we could just get... Nah, I could Black Rose, right? But then that leaves us in the grave to get this back. If I get a Raioh and an Arabellum, I could make a 5, and then that just makes 0 sense. I guess Colossal's really good. Colossal might be our best bet. I hate to say it. I'm still thinking about Black Rose because we have Mirror Force once Decree is gone. But I think Colossal is what we want. That's crazy. I'm going to Brain Control Raioh. Or I could get those cards out of his hand, Brain Control this. Attack. That attack. That's not going to work. We have to play for the long run, right? We have to play for the fact that that deck probably has very little outs to a Colossal Fighter, I believe. I ain't got no warriors. You got any warriors? You ain't got no warriors. Okay. That's where we're at. Not... You think Cold Wave, Cat, Brain Control, or any combination of those cards would be unbelievably broken, but sometimes you gotta just lose to Brain Control if they have it. But they're setting a monster in defense mode, so that could be a Raioh. Could be a Raioh. And if it is, we're in a little bit of trouble. I could play, I think Cold Wave. It's not a bad time to play Cold Wave for next turn. Yeah, I'm going to play Cold Wave now. I'm going to set. What is Sangan going to get us? Not a whole lot. What's Emmer's Blade going to get us? Not a whole lot. They both really do the same thing. Emmer's Blade keeps a monster on the field. I think I'd rather have... Let's just see what this is first. If it even is a Raioh, might be a White Stone. It's just a card trooper. Just a card trooper. Alright, we're pretty low life points, so I think it matters that we keep monsters on the field, even though I don't think he could get over this right now. Oh, he certainly can. Oh, he certainly can. But, yeah. Everest Wyvern. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, maybe we should have said Sangan. We would have got a nice plus, but that's okay. Yep. Alright, so Black Rose, Debris, those are real cards. But that does end up working out a little nicely for us. That's pretty bad. But we draw so friggin' good, I think it's okay to draw bad once in a while. Now we can avarice successfully, and there's nothing we could do. 1,000 isn't crazy. If I set Sangan any Black Rose, what would I really have gotten, right? Full Elm, Raioh, something like... Nothing crazy. Now if he Wyvern... Yeah, now we're looking pretty bad. Because he's going to get 2 out. And our Brain Control's gone. This one might go to game 3. Guess we could Raioh both of these back to his hand, but that just seems kind of ridiculous, right? That might be literally the only play. Put him to 37. Wow, yeah, this is just not a smart way to play this game. If I Goyo attack... Freaking errata makes it so confusing. I'm pretty sure I could take this with Goyo, but I don't really want to let him do that. I think I'm going to go very minus right now and try to win the game with a top deck because we're so behind in this game as it is. Yeah, I'm going to be a little crazy. I'm going to be a little crazy. don't I want? What doesn't win me the game right now? If I go 37, I need at least 14, so Raioh doesn't win us the game. Raioh doesn't win us the game. I guess I could have taken either. We lose to like everything right now. Gores, drag, a million things, and him having, yeah, that's fine. A million things, literally a million things. But if we can draw an Arabellum and he doesn't have Gores, we can mirror forces him. Everything has to go right. He's put us in quite the predicament here. Quite the predicament. I feel like we made the right reads, right? We did what we could with knowing that they had a royal decree set. But this is tough. If he takes this, we lose. I don't know what... Oh, he does play Prime Material Dragon. Prime Material is the GG, sir. Nothing left. It's pretty good. Oh my god. Now there's everything left. We have just the right card combination, though, to pull this off if he allows us to. He could just pass right now and then end phase Wyvern. Red Eyes Darkness Metal, I don't really know what we can do. Yeah, we are in a very, very tough spot. This is very much going to game 3, I think, but never scoop. You never know. Always leave room for your opponent to misplay, because they can. This could literally be a cold wave. Not a cold wave. It can't be cold wave. You know what I mean. This could be nothing. But my opponent could think that it's Mirror Force and play around it. In this case, it actually is Mirror Force. They didn't summon this turn. They're actually giving us a little bit of hope. They did not throw a Wyvern in there. 2 Wyverns are gone and they only play 2. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. I think that's gonna do it. What can we top deck? A nice Book of Moon, right? That does nothing. That does nothing. Alright, game 3 it is. Dust Shoot's going back in. And now let's think about this one for a minute. I guess Crow's pretty good against that deck, right? Does play Pot of Avarices. That turn 1 Raioh really hurt us too. This doesn't... Kinda helps, kinda doesn't. I don't think we need... No, we don't need heavy. We're going first. We're setting all the traps. Alright. Here we go. Game 3. Legitimate dragon deck. Now here's a hand that's not super broken, but we have Raioh and Full Helm Knight. That's pretty good. How explosive is that deck? And what are we going to do? I think Raioh's pretty good. If he has a decree, unless he just summons a monster and attacks. But I think we're going to set Raioh. And in case he goes... This could be Torrential Sanguine, right? If I set this, is he really going to go summon Remove for Red Eyes Darkness Metal? And he could just summon Card Trooper as well. That would be horrendous, right? But then we could book the Trooper, flip Raioh, hit the Decree if he has one. I'm just going to set it. There we go. If he has Mind Control, then we get punished that way. A lot of things could happen. Very explosive deck. A lot of things could happen. There is the Card Trooper. That's fine. Hopefully this goes exactly how we need it to go. Oh, wow, do I not want to book a Card Trooper? That is awful. I could flip the Raioh and just mill. That's pretty bad. I'm gonna book a Moon a Card Trooper. That's so bad. Doesn't set the back row. Okay, okay. But things happen. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna do this right now. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Alright, I don't hate this. Boop. Do we need to drop Fault Roll right now? I don't think so, right? He just summoned Card Trooper. He could. I could do some Stardust shenanigans. Big think here, big think here. He could just go Debris Dragon, Card Trooper, blow my field. We went first. We have 4 to his 6 after that. That's awful. I could go drop this, Synchro, make Stardust, bring back set. I think that's not a bad play. Yeah, I'm going to go special summon this. Make this Android. Declare. See if he wants to DD Crow that. Alright, I think that's a fine turn. We went first, we have 6 to 7, did get a +1, we had to book a Moon Card Trooper. We actually went minus, I think, on that play. Well, then we ran it over, so that's even, and we got a +1 off that. I think the synchros somewhere in the woodwork. We went a little minus. We also did nothing with a Raioh. We flipped it and just milled, but that. So now they have definitely some thinking to do. I think we put them in a pretty tough spot, because if we Mirror Force and they try to Prime Material Dragon negate, we could... Oh, wait, if we try to Stardust negate their Prime Material, I think they could Prime Material negate the Stardust, right? I think. I'm kind of nervous. Ooh. Or maybe they have none of that stuff. Maybe they're just in a tough spot. Could they? I mean, they have 7 cards. Do they really have every possible thing? Debris Dragon is one thing, but that's not answering the question right now. They could have Wyverns and little things that are bad, but they also could have normal summon, remove special summon, red eyes. They set a back row. What is happening? Also, this is once per turn, so if he stays on the field next turn, we're bringing back another Full Helm Knight, which is pretty absurd. Alright, takes it back. Both decks that apply a ton of pressure. Okay, he's going to discard that. I'm going to negate that with Stardust Dragon. Okay, that's a very good way to get 2 cards out of his hand, but that is a fantastic play. Yeah, nothing I could do against that. He's going to clear this field really nicely. Hopefully he doesn't hit a Red Eyes Darkness Metal. He does not. And I think we're going to be okay, actually. He is clearing our field very well. Yeah, Black Rose Resolving is just really, really good. Might have an Avarice too, which would just be... Deck is explosive, very explosive. Boop. That is just a... How is this deck so sacky with stuff like that? That is just insane. Oh my gosh. Do we want to just... I think that's 32 and 25 is 57. That's very, very crippling. Keep a Cyber Dragon. That doesn't do a ton, but I really would say that that's a decree, and I don't care what else it is because we have Stardust Dragon. But we have to sacrifice our Smashing Ground for this play, which is pretty big. Rescue Cat. We could just get Arabellum Raioh. We don't have to do this right now, but I want to get two. I really want to get 2 cards out of his hand. If I get 2 cards out of his hand, but if I hit the wrong card, then Cyber Dragon does absolutely nothing. Because he has this, and if he has... Maybe he was worried about Mirror Force, but he wasn't worried about Bottomless. Oh no, why would he be worried about... He wasn't worried about Book. Book of Moon would have ended the whole game, unless he had Lightning Vortex and MST. Oh my gosh, if I Summoner Monk... and I pluck 2 cards out of his hand and go 2 for 2 just to put damage on the field, and he just has a Red Eyes Darkness, I think we can't get over that, right? If he special summons it in the end phase, what could we top deck to get out of that? We're playing a crazy top deck game. I don't think he has it. I don't think he has it. Oh, I'm an absolute idiot. Okay, don't listen to me. I don't have to sacrifice both of these because I get an Arcanine Magician because it's Summoner Monk. We have a monster on the field, you dingbat. What an idiot, dude. You guys are still watching this? Are you guys really watching this? That's not true, though. I'll still pick that one. Instant Fusion. A Guard. Yeah, I'm still in the same spot. If he drops a Red Eyes Darkness Medal, if we hit one out of his hand, we would have been super tight. Maybe he knows about me and he'll watch the video and hear my insight. Yes, yes, yes. Young Debbie Dragon. That's good. Make that Ancient Fairy. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oof, bad card to draw. That's all we could do. Game is still not over yet. Yeah, I'm definitely setting that. Scare him a little bit. That's good. That's good. This game is not... He's at 400. He's at 400. We have a lot of cards. I can't believe I was like, alright, I'm going to summon a monk and then I'm going to bring out 2 Arabellums, and with the Arabellums they're both going to die. I literally have Summoner Monk on the field. See, even you get so caught up in your plays, and that's not because I'm making a video, that's just because I literally space out on things, but that could happen to anybody. I'm just a human being, guys. I'm just a little boy trying to play this game. Trying to do 400 more life points. Alrighty guys, little rust in those games, but that's okay. This is one of the most fun decks in Edison format, and I think that's saying a lot because there are so many fun decks in this format. I hope in watching those games you noticed how explosive the deck could be and really how many options it has, because I definitely took a long time to think about some of those plays, longer than normal, and I think sometimes it takes me a pretty long time anyway. So between the rust and all the different options, you definitely want to practice with this deck as much as possible before you play in any tournament or anything like that, because there are so many different things you could do. There are so many micro plays, and then when you finally have the big play, there are still so many options. So there's a lot going on with this deck, but I think that is a big part that makes it so much fun, and I absolutely love this deck. I might try to hollow it out even. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you in the next one.